Yeah. Alright, I'm glad I played that out. I know I didn't commentate that run, but I knew it was doomed pretty much on the second level because I didn't get a sword. Now, granted, the sword that I got was actually pretty good, but it wasn't really doing much damage, so unfortunately it really started to show there because I couldn't really use the sword to do a lot of damage. I also never got a super move with it either. That obviously is a pretty big part of your damage potential and your survivability as well. So that run was doomed to fail, but I'm not even really trying to clear right now. I'm basically just trying to level her up. And luckily, through doing that, I actually did get the ability to give her her level 3 talent, which apparently says when you kill an enemy, you'll get a buff. So I'm going to go ahead and promote her right now, and then go ahead and try it out. So it's 700 to the next one, so I'll probably have to do a couple dailies or something. Alternatively, I can just farm on these two. I may just go ahead and do that. Like, the buff is pretty good. It gives you, like, attack speed. It seems to increase your damage as well. I think it increases your stamina regen, but the problem is it takes a lot of meter to refill. There is no cooldown in this game, per se. Basically, everything is tied to a meter. You can also use that meter to burst as well, so that's another kind of one of her weaknesses. You saw me abusing the jump cancels and stuff, but one of the problems is that if you don't get anything with a super move, your only burst is going to be from trying to use her buff while you're being hit, and since it's very often unusable, then a lot of times what happened in that run, for example, you'll just get situations where you get comboed to death and you can't really get out of it. Especially since there I only had one super. So I'm looking at the 4 and 5 stars, and it's obviously in Google Translate English, but it seems like when you get a buff, when you kill something during the buff, I guess you get, I don't know if that's healing or stamina. I'm not quite sure. I think it means stamina. And then the 5th one is the text is so long I can't see it. Okay, so this is basically saying when you get your buff stacked to a certain point, I guess the next special move you do will restore the energy consumption. So I guess that means it gives you more meter. It's probably going to be a couple days of playing this before I find out, but let's go ahead and check that upgrade I just got. I need to find 8 more pieces of equipment to get that next daily, so might as well just go ahead and knock that out now. This is the Bushido counter. I don't want that. This is already off to a bad start. It doesn't matter. So let's see how this works. Okay, so the buff is actually stacking as I kill enemies. Definitely seems to be doing a little bit more damage, but I can't really tell because this is the beginning of the game, so everything's obviously going to be scaled pretty low. But yeah, I can see how this is actually a pretty big game changer. I do seem to be doing more damage. I actually want to look at these buffs. Let me look at the tooltip to see exactly what it's buffing. No, you can't. I know it buffs the attack speed. Movement speed is increased. I think the attack strength is increased as well. This might be the speedrun character here, but probably have to max her out. Let's go ahead and go all the way to the boss, actually. I'm going to take the path of least resistance to get there and see how much, just exactly how much damage this does. As this lowers the reliance on having to have her buff up. This is actually a pretty big game changer. Alright, I'm not going to bother with the challenges. I don't think I really care about where this run goes. Just going to try to get some equipment to get that achievement, or the daily. Ah, I got hit right at the end. What a troll. Yeah, she definitely does seem to be doing more damage. Let's get her a buff too. Some of the characters are like that in this game. Like, you start them off and they feel really weak, but as you acquire the currency, I don't know what the currency is called in this game, but basically just like all the other roguelites, where you acquire currency to get upgrades. Once you upgrade the characters, sometimes it can drastically change how they play, along with their effectiveness as well. So I think that's what this character is. Definitely felt very weak. I mean, I like the whole enemy step gimmick, but it didn't really seem like it was too effective. I'm not even really having to use the buff now, which is nice, which means that I'll be able to use that for bursts, which will greatly increase her survivability. Basically, the way the burst works in this game is you have two ways that you can do it. One way is off your class ability, which for her is the buff, or for the other characters it varies. Or if you have a weapon with the super move, which is the RB slot there that you see shining, you can use that for the burst. I believe you can also use it when it's you don't have a super either. So it doesn't even seem like she needs the her right trigger anymore. Let's go ahead and try to get some equipment here. Protection is too successful. That's some pretty good English there. Glad the game decided to compliment me today and said my protection of that tower was too successful. She seems like a pretty flexible character. I think the only thing that would really be bad on her is probably the Zweihander, because the Helmbreaker knocks you straight to the ground. I'm not really sure what the jump cancel window on that is. You know, unlike DMC, you can JC Helmbreakers, but it greatly depends on the enemy hitbox, how close you are to them, and how fast you can kind of piano the buttons. So I don't think I would ever use that weapon on her. I don't think there's a Zweihander, at least that I have unlocked, that actually has an aerial move as well, so that's a pretty big limitation. Attack increased by 10%. Alright, so let's use this boss as an experiment. Get the buff. Well, I'm playing really bad. Tired. Yeah, it definitely seems like the combo damage has increased drastically, which is a good thing. But she probably needs the rest of those buffs, so that it seems like it's supposed to give you meter gain, but due to the English, it's kind of hard to tell. I guess I'll get back to you guys later. I'm not going to go ahead and go through another run. I'll probably just quit out right now, and I'll probably continue this run with commentary, maybe for tomorrow's video. There's obviously just not really a whole lot going on right now, so I think this is kind of a fun little filler game. I didn't really see anything from the Golden Week sale that I wanted. I did buy Onechanbara Z2 Chaos on PC. I haven't really messed with it yet. I kind of want to maybe do some speed runs of that at some point. I had to remember how to play the game and unlock everything, but I got pretty good at that back when my PC was in the shop like 3 years ago. I got the Platinum Trophy on that. The frame rate definitely dropped a lot when you were playing the game at like a pretty high level, so I'm interested to see how the PC port holds up. In the event that it does hold up through my tests, I might go ahead and revisit that game, and maybe I'll do some speed runs or something. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.